Daniel Rock 08 back again, finally, with a review. The thing that brought me to the dance in the first place. Or, well, kind of. I'm going to start where I left off, and that's with WrestleManias. Because I never finished WrestleManias. I've reviewed WrestleMania, a couple of WrestleManias like 4 or 5 times, but I never really got to the more recent WrestleManias. And really because a lot of the recent WrestleManias, they're kind of one and the same. They're all about the brand. It's not so much about the main card and the main event selling the show. It's more about the brand. It's about creating moments in the undercard. It's about like the undercard stealing the show. It used to be back then with like WrestleMania 17, let's say, where that Austin versus The Rock, that was the selling point for WrestleMania. And then everything else was kind of the cherry on top of the cherry on top of the cherry Sunday. Now, it's kind of about everyone getting a spot. Also, I left off at WrestleMania 27. And WrestleMania 27 fucking sucked. WrestleMania 27 is one of the worst WrestleManias of all time, and I'm going to get down and dirty with this WrestleMania because, oh boy, it's bad. I'm going to tell you why it is easily a bottom 5 WrestleMania in my personal opinion. First and foremost, the United States Championship match was supposed to be on this main show, was cut to be a pre-show dark match between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. Then it ended in a no contest, turned into a battle royale that was won by the Great Khali. Think of that for a moment. Daniel Bryan was cut from the show, and what made it to the show was Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler and Snooki. But let's get to the main show. We are in Atlanta, Georgia, in the Superdome, home to some of the biggest shows in wrestling. We're talking about the July 8th, July 6th, 1998 episode of Nitro with 40,000 people. January 4th, 1999 episode of Nitro, The Finger Poker Doom. A couple other Raws were in the Georgia Dome, but none were bigger than, well, or maybe none was nearly as bad as WrestleMania 27. 71,000 plus fans. 71,000 fans packed the Superdome. And we start off with a controversial choice. The World Heavyweight Championship match. Edge versus Alberto Del Rio. And this match ends up being more famous because of what happened afterwards, more so than the match itself. This match is a very forgettable Royal Rumble winner versus champion match, really. It's very forgettable. Of all the people who won the Royal Rumble matches, I think Del Rio is definitely one of the more forgettable ones. And of all the matches, championship matches, this is definitely one of the more forgettable ones. Christian is there. They smash up the car afterwards. Edge retains the championship, and he would unfortunately have to surrender the title 8 days later on Raw and give a fantastic speech. Of course, a few weeks ago, he just made his return. So Edge does have to retire here, and that is really why match is much more famous than what it is. I give it a 6 out of 10. Cody Rhodes defeats Rey Mysterio in a surprisingly good match. This is actually the underrated pick of the night, as if there's not really any good matches on this show. So it's slim pickings. It's like this one, Orton, Punk, and Taker, Triple H, of all that to pick from. So there you go. This is a solid match. Undashing Cody Rhodes was, I think, the best Cody Rhodes in my opinion. Cody Rhodes defeats Rey Mysterio, surprisingly, in a decent, good match. I give it a 7 out of 10. Then we have a popcorn match. You know, we have all the good guys. We have Big Show, Kane, Kofi, and Santino Marella. They defeat the Core, Ezekiel, Heath, Justin Gabriel, and Wade Barrett, in about 90 seconds. It's hilarious to think that just 9 months before this, June in 2010, here comes the Nexus. Here comes Wade Barrett. They destroy John Cena. They destroy CM Punk. They destroy everything in their sight. And then they get to SummerSlam. And then they lose. And then Wade Barrett lost again and again. And then for some dumb reason, he needed help to beat The Undertaker, which was never explained. He helped Kane beat The Undertaker in a Buried Alive match, which was never explained. Then they split off into the new Nexus and the Core. Wade Barrett was exiled. Heath Slater and Gabriel joins him to join the Core. And then CM Punk forms the Nexus, the new Nexus. So instead of doing new Nexus versus the Core for WrestleMania, we're just going to have the Core get their asses whipped by Big Show, Kane, Kofi, and Santino in 90 seconds. Whatever. 2 out of 10. It's a squash match. I mean, it's get your shit in, get out. You really couldn't put Sheamus and Daniel Bryan and fit some time in here? Of course not. And I'll tell you how that match did not get on here. Next up, Randy Orton defeats CM Punk in an overrated match, in my opinion. A lot of people, when they look back at WrestleMania, it's this match and Taker versus Triple H that is really praised while everything is kind of crapped on. But honestly, this match is pretty damn overrated. Randy Orton hits an RKO out of nowhere from a springboard elbow into an RKO. Not really anything going on. Really, the main story about this was Randy Orton was punt kicking every new Nexus member out until it was left with CM Punk. And there you go. Honestly, this could have been a much bigger match. Maybe it could have been a much bigger deal. But no. I only give this match a 7 out of 10. Then we get to the reason why Daniel Bryan and Sheamus did not make it to the show in the first place for some reason. Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler. Jack Swagger in Michael Cole's corner. And, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin is the special guest referee. And my God, I was happy that Jerry Lawler got his WrestleMania moment. He finally got that WrestleMania match that he rightfully did deserve. This match, however, was just a painful thing to watch. It went on and on and on and on and on. And my God, it just seemed like it never ended. This match was 13 and a half minutes. 13 and a half minutes long. Then if you include the entrances with Michael Cole and his stupid singlet and that stupid headgear with Steve Austin's and Jerry Lawler's entrance, this thing, and then everything that happened afterwards. This is like 30 minutes of bullshit going on. This is one of the worst matches in WrestleMania history. I would say this match is right there with Goldberg, Brock Lesnar. Take your pick. Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, or Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez. Because for me, it's between those three. All three matches are incredibly bad. It's like a pile of puke and a pile of shit and a whole bunch of blood. Which is worse? Puke, shit, or blood? Which is worse to see? This match was just bad. And then, Jerry Lawler, he does get the pinfall. He does get the victory. Then, ding ding, here comes the fucking anonymous general manager with the stupid laptop. And then May I have everybody's attention? Here comes Josh Matthews, and he says that the anonymous general manager is going to reverse the decision, and Michael Cole wins by disqualification. For the first time since like WrestleMania 15 or 16, a match ends at WrestleMania in a disqualification. This is bullshit. This match should have been Jerry Lawler beats the shit out of Michael Cole, hits him with the pile driver, 1, 2, 3, it's over. It's done. Instead, Michael Cole beats Jerry Lawler, and we still don't get the end of the fucking horrible Michael Cole and this anonymous Raw bullshit and this heel shit going on with Michael Cole. It's just agonizing pain. 30 minutes of this shit ends in disqualification. Michael Cole's undefeated at WrestleMania. And can you tell this? Like I said, it's one of the 3 worst matches in WrestleMania history. Take your pick. Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler. If you want to say this is the worst match of all time, you know what? Maybe it is. Maybe it is, because it has the anonymous general manager. It was there for 30 minutes. You had Stone Cold Steve Austin there. They brought in Jerry Lawler to have his WrestleMania moment. Then you have the horrible heel that is Michael Cole. And then it ended in disqualification. I mean, at least with Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, that was some sort of dream match. What the fuck were you going to expect between this match anyways? On the upside, to counter, to get rid of all that puke, we get The Undertaker versus Triple H, and the build-up for this was pretty damn good. So, at first, you know, we had these vignettes, we had these promos of this cabin. There was this abandoned cabin in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, and it was thundering. And there was a guy in a jacket. And at first, I thought this was going to be the debut of Sting. And apparently, it was supposed to be Sting. This was designed to be Sting. But then as the promo goes on, it's obvious that it's going to be The Undertaker. We see The Undertaker in his reflection. The Undertaker later on. When it comes to the reveal, Undertaker makes his entrance. He looks at the WrestleMania 27 sign. And I remember this vividly. I thought Sting was going to show up, point the bat at him, point the bat at the sign. Undertaker's going to do this. And that was WrestleMania 27. And I was going to spuge my pants. But then, instead, you hear, time to play the game. And Triple H comes out instead. And it's Triple H and The Undertaker. They're staring down at each other. They look at the sign. Undertaker has this little smirk on his face. And then he does the cutthroat. Kind of disappointing if you thought Sting. However, still a great package nonetheless. This match, in my opinion, is also overrated, though. This match is basically just Triple H beating the shit out of The Undertaker. And The Undertaker cannot die. There is, however, one point in this match where Triple H comes the absolute closest out of anybody of beating the streak until Brock Lesnar did it. And I thought that Triple H actually did beat the streak. And that's when he Tombstone Piledrived him. Now, of course, Undertaker's not going to lose to the Tombstone Piledriver. But this is Triple H. You don't fucking know. So, I thought it was over. Triple H just could not put The Undertaker away. Undertaker kept on breathing. He kept on coming back. Triple H, he went for the sledgehammer. And then with one last ounce of strength, The Undertaker pulled him in for the Hell's Gate. And he held on long enough. Triple H, he had the sledgehammer. But before he could hit him in the face with the sledgehammer, The Undertaker made him tap out to the Hell's Gate submission. A great ending to an otherwise overrated match in my personal opinion. This match, I would give an 8.5 out of 10. Oh, man. Then, Undertaker and Triple H, they were out there for a long time. They were out there for 29 minutes, so, but hey, they deserve to be out there. Triple H typically has the longest match of WrestleMania, so, you know. Then we have, good Lord, another popcorn match. We have John Morrison, the returning Trish Stratus, and Snooki. They defeat Lay Cool, Vicky Guerrero, and Dolph Ziggler. Oh, boy. I mean, Snooki does the quintessential WWE Divas move, which is the cartwheel moonsault elbow into the corner. She was like 4 foot nothing, and to this day, Snooki can fuck right off. Trish Stratus came back for no fucking reason whatsoever to do this match, and John Morrison kind of snubbed her. And now I see why John Morrison never became the WWE champion, and it's kind of because of this match. What did you expect? Should have just been Morrison versus Ziggler, but this match is all about Snooki. Hell, Trish Stratus coming back. Who the fuck cares? A 0. Just painful. And then anything gets even more painful. It's The Miz with Alex Riley versus John Cena. And this match is just bad. However, it does have one great positive, and that's the video package. And that is the whole, you can hate me now, but I won't stop now with The Miz. And what a fantastic promo video package from The Miz for The Miz here. Way better than the match itself. The Miz looked amazing. It's just too damn bad that it's not about him. It's about The Rock and John Cena. And it's another reason why this WrestleMania sucked. It's because this WrestleMania is about WrestleMania 28, not about this one. So, The Miz and John Cena, they fight to the outside. The Miz got a concussion, a minor one, and the match ends in a double countout. So the main event of WrestleMania ends in a double countout. And then The Rock comes out. And then you hear the anonymous general manager laptop bullshit going off. Bip bip goes off. And then The Rock says, it doesn't matter what this laptop thinks. And then the match gets restarted. The Rock hits a rock bottom on John Cena, and The Miz gets a fucking pinfall, and The Miz retains, shockingly. And then John Cena versus The Rock gets set up next year for WrestleMania 28. This match was bad. Bad because it's not about the champion, The Miz. It's not about John Cena getting the title back. This is about John Cena versus The Rock. This really should have been The Rock versus John Cena versus The Miz. You could have did that and doing like a past, present, future type deal for the WWE Championship. Why the fuck not? But yeah, this match sucked. I give it a 3.5 out of 10. My final rating for WrestleMania is a 4 out of 10. A 4 out of 10. That's a very poor score. This is a bottom 5 WrestleMania, right up there with the likes of WrestleMania 11 and WrestleMania 13 and so forth. The real reason why WrestleMania 27 sucks so badly is straight up. Number 1, this is built around WrestleMania 28. This is kind of like thrown under the bus to get to WrestleMania 28 for John Cena versus The Rock. The Miz is not even a deal. He's not even a factor in this match, in this show at all. In fact, he was having problems beating Jerry Lawler before this. This is kind of reminding me of Chris Jericho when he was Undisputed Champion walking into WrestleMania 18. But at least there they made about Chris Jericho attacking Triple H's quad, so Chris Jericho got a little bit on him. Chris Jericho didn't have problems beating a 60-year-old man. He did beat The Rock 3 times in a row. He did beat Steve Austin, even if it was because of the NWO, still. But The Miz couldn't beat Jerry Lawler without Michael Cole's help. Another thing is you had Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler lasting 30 fucking minutes on this screen. You had no payoff between the core and the new Nexus. Why did Wade Barrett help Kane bury The Undertaker alive? I'll never fucking know. You have CM Punk and Randy Orton in this weird spot. It's the battle for the number 2 babyface spot, really. And CM Punk, he goes on to do the pipe bomb, and he claims to be the number 1 heel, which he isn't by any stretch of the imagination. Punk, you did not deserve to be facing John Cena. I'm sorry. And also, Edge had to retire. Del Rio just looked like a punk compared to Edge, in my opinion, in this match. Overall, WrestleMania 27 fucking sucked. The only good part was The Rock coming back, but even that wasn't as special as it really was, looking back now. Undertaker versus Triple H was great. Overall, 4 out of 10. WrestleMania 27 is definitely a bottom 5 WrestleMania, maybe even bottom 3 in my opinion. I'm DanaRock08, and I'll catch you next time for WrestleMania 28.